Hey, what's going on? The video today is a little different. I don't have any detailing stuff. This is about the new Q4. I say new, but the car came out in 2022, I believe it was, in the States. This is a 2024. We just got in the car. It's got the black optic package, which is for the exterior, for the badges and stuff like that. Blacks everything out. It's got tinted windows and all that good stuff. So I'm going to show you a little bit around the car. So I just got in the car in the garage, and as soon as you get in the car, it senses you, and it does this. So here we are. We just got into the car. If this will focus up. So you can see the dash. Nice little Etron logo there. The seats, the leather, and then they got like the suede Alcantara on the sides. I always say suede, but it's Alcantara. So you get in the car. Here's your steering wheel. It has paddles back here that controls the regenerative braking levels if you want. And yeah, it's got economy mode for the AC. Let's go ahead and do this. So you put your foot on the brake when you get in, and you're going to see this right here. Fire up. Now it has different, you can change that virtual cockpit. I got to charge the car, so it does tell you, just like a gas car, it'll tell you, hey, you know, low on battery. But so it has all the stuff there. So to put it in reverse, this is also where you control the regenerative braking. So the volume for the music, you just twist your finger around this. It's like a touch thing. You just spin it. Start, stop. I don't ever use that. I don't really know what's there. But traction control, your drive select, you can change all that. But this little thing here, you just slide it forward. And there's your camera. Of course, it has all the sensors on it. And then you just back out. It beeps at you when you get close. So I'm actually going to be turning the car around because I got to charge it. So I forgot to charge it last night. And then you just slide this back to put it in drive. And then what you notice on there, it says drive. Now for the regenerative braking, just push this little thing right here. Push it back one more time. Like that. And now it says B. So now you're in regenerative braking. And now it'll show you all that. So and there's the Audi map. You have all these different options on here. It has wireless CarPlay. You can go right there for wireless CarPlay. All your vehicle stuff is here. You can change drive select on here if you want. I don't know if that's picking that up or not. There we go. But you can change drive select right there. Charging, efficiency, everything's right here. Lights and visibility. So this is where you change all the interior lights. So there's lights that come down from like underneath the door, fender wells, all across the front of the dash, all that stuff. And there's like 50 different options on there. So it's actually really nice. Drive select. It's got dynamic, which is more of your sport, which it does tighten up the steering, suspension on it, and all that good stuff. But this car rides in every one of those settings. This car rides amazing. Steering's nice, and it has a little pep to it. I think it's got 295 horsepower, I think. So I mean, it's got a little pep to it. So you go to display and brightness, Audi virtual cockpit. This is where you change these gauges. So if I do classic, change now, there's what the classic looks like. I'm gonna go back to sport, change now, there you go. And then e-tron, change now, and there you go. Michelle likes sport, so we're going to keep it on sport. Now with with these controls on here, you can always go over and like there's your map, and if you hit view, I think it makes it bigger. Not that anyone would really want that, but you could do all of this stuff, but the view just makes it bigger. See there? Yeah. So and then up top here, the sunroof, it's got panoramic. It's kind of dark in here, guys, sorry, but you just motion this thing back like that. That's all you do. And then it opens itself up all the way to the back. all the way to the back. And now you can get a better kind of feel of the seats. Alcantara. A little bit better shot of the inside here with this being open. Let's get rid of that. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be backing it up and putting this into the garage backwards, so I got to charge it. I had a 240 volt is what it takes. It takes a 240 volt plug to charge. Audi does give you charger with the car when you get the car new, and it can plug into a wall. It comes with two plugs. One's a level 1, which just goes into your regular standard wall outlet, just same place you would charge your phone. I have used that in the very beginning before we had our 240 volt installed, just, you know, while we were using the fast charger that's nearby to charge the car. We did use that. It takes forever. Don't bank on that to use that at all for like an actual charging thing, because that is very slow. Now this level 2, which I'm about to plug it into, is much better. Oh, and to put it in park, you just push the button. And then when you let your whenever you let your foot off the brake after you've parked. So you can see here I'm in park, I'm about to let my foot off the brake. And it just does that. It knows you're in park, right? And then it's going to ask about, it's going to keep the thing running. Now, had I had my seatbelt on, it would act a little bit differently. So like the music would be working. So like when we open the door, if I open the door, and see it's still on, right? Now if my seatbelt was on, when you unplug your seatbelt, it knows that, and the rest of the gauges go off, but the car keeps running with the AC. So now if I wanted to, because I'm going to be charging the car, now this is going to turn off when I get out, but I'm going to come back in and show you guys. But as soon as I get up, my butt lifts off the seat, and the rest of it is now off. So again, this is the Q4. There's a little S-line badge, nice wheels, panoramic sunroof, black optic. This is a newer thing for the US. We didn't have these things. The range on it, on an 80% charge, looking at probably, I'm getting about 180 miles on it, and then 160 maybe, I can't remember exactly, somewhere in that range. And then with the fully charged up to 100%, which they don't ever recommend you do, and if you do it, you need to start driving it soon after, just for battery conservation. You're looking at about 200. Now if you set it to, I think it's max speed of like 50 something, so like back road driving, I think it's 233. But again, you see the black optic on there. There's the Q4 sign. Now when you open the back up, you see it's got tons of room. That was a bag that was in here. I rolled it out, just wash it off. But they give you this mat, right? It has these little storage compartments in the sides, on each side. But what a lot of people don't realize is there's a whole nother storage underneath there. This comes out, and we take this out when we go on trips with the car, and it gives you that, what is that, another 5 inches of leg room down in, or space. So we take that out, and we pop those out, and then it gives you an entire other section down there. And it's got the nice Etron on the bottom right there. I don't know if you can see that, if it's picking that up, but looks nice. And here's your charging port right here. And so it just has there's your level 2, level 1, and this is your fast charger. You pull that out, and then there's your fast chargers. But and it tells you everything there. So this charger over here is one, but this is what they give you. And so I have my 240 volt in there. So we're going to take the car and we're going to plug it up. And the light is white, telling you it's ready to receive. It's going to flash a few times, and when it goes green, it means you're charging. If it goes red, something's wrong. There it goes. So now we're charging, right? So here is another shot of it. It's got the Audi rings on the door. Also at night, when you approach the car, it has a big, like, the Audi Sport logo, and it has it says Etron. There it is. Yeah, and then I can show you the other side. There might be goldfish back here.
That's my fault.
So, see, we got a very large car seat in there. Now, I have the seats pretty much all the way back right now because I was driving it. And when I drive it, you know, of course, whoever's in the passenger seat slides the seat all the way back too. But there's actually plenty of room in there.
Daddy, my seat.
Comfortably fits
Daddy,
us and all the 3 kids.
This my seat.
Yes, ma'am, that is your seat.
And this is seat.
But yeah, you can see it all right there. The nice LED lighting. There is 2 complaints. So, first complaint, the headrest. It goes back and forth. It'll go up and down, but this is as low down as it goes. Right there. It will not go any lower than that. The second one is the front. There's nothing there. You would think that Audi would put a frunk in there, but there's nothing there. It's just stuff for the battery, I guess. I don't know. Windshield washer fluid. Anyway, it's bad. I wish there should be a frunk and a headrest. Those are my only 2 complaints with the car. Now, back in the car, you can see here, we've opened the door and it automatically shows the charging there. It'll also do it over here. Now, but you can kind of see the lights starting to form. It's a little bright. You see them over there? The lights. We've got some more in the back. So, I don't know if the foot welds ones are going to show or not, but if you hit home while you're in your car, or actually I think you got to hit start stop, sorry. There it goes. And we're going to go to vehicle, charging, and there it is. 12 hours to 80 on a level 2 charge. We're at 9.5%. I failed last night and didn't charge it, so here we are. But that 10% will get you about 22 miles, it looks like. There's a fast charger nearby that's probably 7 miles, 10 miles away, so we could definitely make it there and get charged up and pretty quickly. But anyway, just wanted you guys to see that part. Let me turn it back off. That's the only time I really hit the start stop button on this car. Like, I never use it because when you get out of the car, it just turns off. See there? But yeah, so for fast charging, if the battery is at like 20%, you're looking at, to get to 80, probably about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on what charger you go to. See, it's still charging after all that. With the, there was a fast charger I encountered on a trip that was almost double the charging speeds. I don't know if this car ever accepted that high of a charging speed, but it took probably about half that time. But there was the lack of chargers for this car are pretty bad, though, to be honest. The Tesla has the supercharger network, which is, there's tons of them everywhere. With this, you have to use Electrify America or ChargePoint, and there's not many of those around. So like the area I live in, there's one fast charger. Now if I go up to the city, they're everywhere obviously, and it's not an issue. So going up to the city, it's fine, not an issue at all. But if you go on, even on the road trip up to where we went, it plans your route out for you, and it'll tell you where to stop at, where you can reach on your battery, current level, things like that. It tells you all of that. So it takes the guesswork out of it, but it does have a lack of chargers, which is, didn't realize that there was that big of a lack of chargers on these things if you got outside of any type of major city. Of course, in any major city, you're going to have plenty of chargers. But when you start getting out away from those in the country, you run out of them, unless you have a Tesla. But so I guess that's there's 3 negatives that I don't like. The headrest, no frunk, just empty void, and then the lack of chargers. But so we have this installed, the 240 volts installed over there. Audi does give you this cable, which is really cool. I think everybody else charges you for this cable. but I have it ran right over there, plugged into the 240 volt. So all in all, I do like the car. I would rate it probably about 8.5 out of 10. And that is due to the 3 negatives that I've mentioned. I do love the car though. It drives nice. Every mode you put it in, it handles nice. Rides really nice. It's comfortable, super comfortable. I love driving it. I really do. Take it to work. For me, where I work at, there's a whole bank of like 50 chargers. So charging it for me, honestly, isn't an issue. Charging for me is a non-issue. I got the setup at home. I got the setup at work. It's just going on trips. There's not as many superchargers. So, whereas if you're in a Tesla, you can stop anywhere. So, for example, I went to my dad's house, and he lives kind of in East Tennessee, and there's not many chargers for this car. Like the closest one was like a 30-minute drive, almost 37 miles. At that point, you're like killing. You know what I mean? You're losing everything you've charged. Not everything, but a good portion of it. So, if you have the Tesla, there's superchargers all over his town, but not for this car. So, charging this car could be an issue depending on where you live. But the car looks really good. The paint is amazing. 8.5 out of 10, guys. 8.5 out of 10. If you have any questions about it, let me know. Drop me a comment. Reach out to me on social media, and I'll answer them, because I'm sure I missed a ton on this car because I'm still familiarizing myself with it. I would really like to show. I'm gonna get a picture of it or something at night and post, but with all the interior lights on at night in the dark, because it looks really good. But anyway, great car. Also, I think Audi's doing. So you guys know how the government, the U.S. government, is giving $7,500 tax rebates on certain electric cars. Those have to be domestic. This isn't a domestic car. This is an import. So it's excluded from that. So you don't get that tax credit. But what Audi is doing, now I'm sure that they've made up for it one way or another on the business side. But what Audi is doing is, if you buy an electric car from Audi, they're taking $7,500 off the sticker price, the MSRP. That's what they're doing. So, so the sticker for the car, they took $7,500 off that, and yeah, so it's like you're already in it to the good. So yeah, when you drive a new car off the lot, it loses value, but with you getting that $7,500 up front, you're not really in the hole at all. So now I'm sure they raised the prices of their cars up to make up for it. You know, I'm sure they did, but who knows that? You can't say that for a fact, but it's just an assumption. Anyway, if you guys like the car, let me know any questions, comments, and yeah, like and share the video, guys. And reach out if you have any questions, guys, and make sure to subscribe. Until next time, guys. See ya. Bye.